Focus on us.
L'honorable député de Bel.
The honourable member for Bellechasse, Les Chemins, Lévis. So we see that they think it's normal to spend $6,000 for a night at a hotel. After 8 years of this government, Canadians are hurting financially. Inflation is rampant, and today we're debating a motion that calls on the government to rein in its spending, stop the waste, and eliminate the taxes and deficits that gave way to the current cost of living crisis. Will this government finally do the right thing and introduce the fiscal and budgetary measures that are necessary to get the country out of this disastrous inflationary crisis, Mr. Speaker? The Honourable Minister for Sport. Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives talk about overspending and waste. What is this really about? Our spending seeks to help families who really need help. Our programs are targeted and adapted to help those who really need it the most in our society. For example, our $500 top-up to the Canada Housing Benefit, that aims to help people who need it. We are making housing affordable for families. We are helping those who need help the most. The Conservatives should stop voting against all the measures that we are implementing to help Canadians, and maybe they should propose some solutions. The honourable member for Bellechasse, Les Chemins, Lévis. Well, one solution to help would be to not spend $6,000 for a hotel room. Mr. Speaker, food banks, after 8 years of this government, are experiencing a record number of visits, 1.5 million visits in 1 month. A family of 4 will have to pay $1,065 more for food this year than they did last year. 1 in 5 mothers is skipping meals in Canada. Mr. Speaker, this mess bears the signature of this incompetent government whose mistakes and failures continue to pile up. When will they finally show some compassion and clean up their mess, fix the situation? The Honourable Minister. I'd like to remind my colleague that when this party took office in 2015, 1 in 8 Canadians was living under the poverty line. Since we took office, we have lifted 2.7 million Canadians above the poverty line. So the Conservatives say that we should stop spending and stop helping Canadians. What they're really saying is that we should send those 2.7 million back under the poverty line. It's unacceptable, Mr. Speaker. The honourable member for La Prairie. Mr. Speaker, there has not been agreement on health care, because for there to be an agreement, people would have to agree. The Prime Minister's offer to his counterparts is being imposed on them. The Prime Minister capitalized on the fact that Quebec and the provinces are stressed to the limit by the health crisis caused by federal underfunding that he is personally responsible for. Provinces are so strapped up against the wall that they have to accept the unacceptable. The Prime Minister could have fixed his chronic underfunding of health care, but instead he settled for buying a bit of peace, and on the cheap at that. Why didn't he choose to actually help provide care to those who need it? The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Health. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank my colleague for his question and for his interest in this very important matter. We are very happy about the announcement made today by the Council of the Federation. We thank the members of the Council of the